Hello, everyone out there in YouTube land and on Facebook. This is Thadis Evans, and this is April 15th, 2017. And I chose to make this all personal video, my last will and testament. And wouldn't it be ironic that I chose to put it on YouTube and not Facebook? Just leaving my last and final wishes on this video, instead of putting my thoughts and my concerns on a soulless piece of paper stating that it's the will and testament. I chose to put it on a video for those of you who inhabit my YouTube page, and for those of you who choose to come on to my YouTube page, you will stumble upon this video. And for most of you, it will be sad, that I would choose to do this. And you're probably thinking to yourself, why would I choose to do this? I sit here and I think a lot to myself, and I just lost one of the best friends I ever had out here in this complex of Park Villas where I stay, and her name was Deborah Fritchie. And I've lost a lot of friends, true friends, over time. Like my best friend in the world, her name was Liz, and we met each other in dialysis, home dialysis at the clinic. And it was the best 6 years of my life knowing her. But she has passed at the age of actually 35 years old. And I can sit here and say, due to faults of her own, as far as her drinking alcohol and her smoking weed and all different type of things. But the fact of the matter is, she was more family to me, and Deborah was more family to me than I've ever could hope for and I've ever had. And I miss them so. So if you're seeing this video, evidently I have passed. I don't mean to make it sound so cold, but life is no guarantees, So far as this will, all the worldly possessions that I have is of no significance to me anymore. So to my family, if you choose to keep whatever you want to keep inside my apartment, then so be it. It's not like I'm going to be taking it with me, and it's not like I can use it where I'm going. But to my mother, Miss Francine Evans, if you choose to have an open casket, you can do so. Of course, you're my mother, and I know you would like to have an open casket. If you choose to cremate me, you can do so. It's not like I'm going to have any more cares of this world where I'm going. I love the Lord, and I know the Lord loves me, and that will be my destination. To any of the family that is close to me, I know that you will deserve your tears at my wake, at my funeral. To the family, my biological family, that never chose to even make a phone call, and never chose to come and visit me, that just felt like, you had a life and you do have your own life. And I'm not faulting you for that. But the way I feel is like I don't have a vehicle at the moment. And even if I did have a vehicle, I still feel like I'm on an island over here by myself in this complex where I stay. I also feel like the family that, and you know who you are, that chose not to visit me, even when I'm in the hospital. A few of you did, and I'm very grateful for that. But the part of the family that chose not to ever visit me or even make a phone call to show that you care, I often feel like at times that you treat me as if I'm at a leper colony over here where I stay, and I feel like I'm sort of like a disappointment to that part of the family, that like I'm diseased, as if I don't have any feelings, and you chose not to come and visit me. But although I feel this way, and it is how I feel, all I can say is I forgive you all, and God bless you anyway. I know God's gonna give me my blessings either way for that part of the family that treated me like I did not exist. For you all, I love you anyway, despite of the fact. To my dad, William Evans, if you're still around to see this video, then I love you. I know when we were kids, you were mostly on the road at times, and you had to make a living for us to keep food in our mouths and, the shirt on our backs. And as kids, we didn't understand that. But as adults, I understand it now why you had to do what you did. And over the years, we've grown more closer, as father and son. And to my mother, Francine Evans, it seemed like, we were closer when I was a teenager. And it seems like the tables have turned to where I got more closer to my dad and distant from you. And I always wanted that close relationship. But over the years, it seemed like it shifted. And Mom, I know you love me. But at the same time, we were raised to never give hugs and never show emotion. And that still kind of stuck with me. But guarantee, Mom, I do love you. Never have stopped loving you. You're my mother, of course. Why wouldn't I? Tell my brother Michael, he know who he is. It would have been nice to have a phone call or for you to visit me just once. Me and you have never been that close, and I truly would have loved to have a personal relationship with you, but it is what it is, you were kind of like the person in our family that was just pretty much to yourself, and I know that you work long hours at the hospital, but it would be nice, even if you could not be here in the physical, to come over here and visit me. It would be nice to have a phone call from you every once in a while. I know that you're married and you have a life, and you never heard me say this, because we don't talk. But I do love you too, brother. I had more of a personal relationship with my brother Frank Fulton, who was always felt like he was the black sheep of the family. And yes, he had his faults, but he always made it time to call me and to keep in contact with me no matter what he was doing in life. I would have loved to have a personal relationship with my sister Janame, but Janame have a tough exterior, but underneath Janame have a huge heart. Whenever I needed a couple of dollars for some medicine, although me and Janame never really talked personally, she always came through for me, and she was always there, although we never was that close. And I had some conversations with my sister, Kathy Shield, you know, and although we wasn't close, we made a progress. We had our apartment together, and I love my sister Kathy, although we don't have that strong personal relationship. Now, to my sister Debbie Crawford, we were joined at the hip, and we had a bond that was like no other, you know. And I never wanted to pry, or I never wanted to be a nuisance or a third wheel. After she got married to my brother-in-law Calvin, I understood she had a life. But in the beginning, when I had my depression going on, I can call her and she would always be here for me to lean on. And I'll never forget that. I love you, Debbie. You know, um, to any of my cousins out there who have their own lives and stuff, you know, um, I would have loved to hung out with you all. I know you have kids now and family, and that takes precedence over anything. But it would have been nice in my adulthood to have a personal relationship. Appreciate. I'll never forget all the goofy things that we've done when we were kids. Sitting there acting on a cassette tape. Calling it. It was moonlighting that we did, and I never forgot those fun times as we were kids. To my friend Wayne. Wayne might have went to the military, but Wayne has always been in my corner, despite the fact Wayne always visit me, over here in my complex whenever he could. You know, um, to Ernest, I know that you moved out of Fort Myers and you have your own life, your own children. You know, we had a friendship that was pretty cool, but at the same time, I felt that I played second fiddle to you, you know, throughout our growing up. You was the cool one, and I was the kind of chubby, overweight, awkward one. But, you know, we had more good times than anything growing up, to Money Moles. I knew you had your issue after your dad died, but me and you were like brothers. When we were in high school, we had hung out with each other. I think it was just me and you against the world. That would have seemed like growing up. Although you're still in your depressing state, you know, I still remember those good times. To Bongo, me and Bongo was more close, like brothers, after Moses had his relapse and his depression. And Bongo had his faults, but he's only human, and I understand that. But, over time, we lost that closeness. I think I went in one direction, you still stayed in the direction you was at. But I'll never forget our close friendship that we had. To Tall Tony, me and Tony are great friends, and Tony has his faults. He could be a little shady, but getting to know him, I knew him like the back of my hand. But at the same time, I can tell Tony anything, and I know it wouldn't go no farther than his presence. As I told him different things that was going on in my life. So you've been a good friend to me, also, Tony, and I never forget it. And I just want to end this last will and testament and saying if I said anything negative, it was on a personal level and how I felt in life, in this life. One more thing I can't forget, my St. Mary's Church family. Pastor Brown, my uncle Earl Parsons, brother Bill, and Sister Peters, Sister Peterson, Sister Skinner, Sister Cook, Sister Bridget, uh, brother Arthur Battle. Um, we had some good times. I think I was more closer to y'all in church than anybody. We had a lot of members come through that church, and the problem with that is you never really truly get to know a lot of the members in church as much as it grows over time. But to you guys that I've mentioned, we had some awesome times there, and I appreciate it. Your not only being brothers and sisters in Christ, but just on a personal level, just being there for me. And also to the rest of my family, uncles, cousins, when we have the get togethers, whether it's Thanksgiving or Christmas, it would be nice to know that I would have had that personal relationship. But it seems like when we have our get togethers, everybody have their own clique who they gravitate towards. And I always never felt like I was included in the family get-togethers. Like people never came up to me and talked to me, and just wanted to get to know me. Auntie Martha, I can always talk to her in our family get-togethers, and she'll talk back. To all my nephews and nieces, I always love y'all. It seems like y'all looked up to me over time when you was kids, but I'm smart enough to know when you become teenagers and adults, you want to kind of journey your own path in life, and you don't have time for your old uncle. Your old uncle Whoop becomes like a relic to you. I guess I once was cool to you all, but then as you got older, you didn't have room for Uncle Whoop. And come to think of it, when I was a teenager, I probably was the same way. To Sarah, to Iris, to Veronica, to Corey, to Ashley, to Adam, and to any kids that you once have in life. Oh yeah, and to Joel. You are family. You came at a time in our lives, due to Debbie, where we invited you into our home, into our family, into our hearts. And, to you all, I will always love you. Um, all I want is the best for you all, in life. And like I say, Sarah's wedding, I wish I could be there in the physical, but of course, being on home dialysis, I was a slave to my dialysis machine, and I couldn't be there. But I'm happy that you're married, and I just wish you a happy, long, loyal, fruitful marriage. And I love you all. So I want to end this video with I love you all, and I should never forget you all. And God bless you all, because if you're seeing this video, I have passed on to go to heaven. And, I think I am the most happiest person in the world, because I don't have to do any this dialysis anymore. No more aches, no more heartache, no more pain, and I'm going where others have went, where they don't have to deal with the cares of this world anymore. So don't weep for me, be happy for me that I'm in heaven. And I end this with saying I love you all, and God bless. Take care and have a wonderful life till we meet again. See y'all.